What's up, guys? Matt here, coming at you with a little 2023 Beat the Creek footage. I didn't get a ton of footage while we were out there. Just really tried to enjoy the day with Liam. He was excited, even though he doesn't look like it here. I got up at like 4 o'clock in the morning and he was already up. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, how did you know to get up? And he's like, I just woke up, seen the clock, it was time to go. So he was excited. This right here kind of shows you exactly how big this thing is. And thanks to Casey Ramsire for letting me use these pictures. I took my drone and just really didn't even have time to get it out. You know, we were trying to get so much done. But basically, you can jump in the woods anywhere surrounding these parking areas and just start running trails and link up. They all pretty much link up. It's crazy how big this thing is. And these shots really help show that. And then here's a look at the vendors that were in attendance as well. So we started out with the SCX6s. We just wanted to run something a little different. You know, I run the 24s so much around the house. We decided it'd be cool to get these things out for a while. And we made our way over to the vendors row. Tons and tons of RC. Anything you could think of, it was there. And we definitely looked it over multiple times. But we made sure and stopped in to talk to a couple of the guys really pushing the 24 game, because I know you guys love those 24s. Brandon over at Tinker Time, and then Chad at Hard Part Crawlers. I highly suggest supporting both of these guys. They're just top notch, and every year I look forward to meeting up with them and just shaking hands and talking to them about some of the things they've got now and some of the things that are coming in the future. So I'm going to turn it over to them for just a second, and then we'll get back to the video.
Doing down here, Beat the Creek 2023 this year, showing off some of our new bodies. We've got Chop Goblin for the Gladiator. We got all kinds of cool stuff. We got Scrambler for the Gladiator. We've got cab onlys. We're the innovator and the creator of the cab only. And then we've got a new chop top cab now. We've got our power cabs. We've got hard bodies. We've got everything you could want for 24s. Tons and tons of scale accessories. All captured with lips and magnets. Plus, the best mounting system there is. It fits all of our Lexan bodies. All the stock Lexan bodies. And it fits every hard body we make, so you can instantly swap rigs.
That's sweet.
And nothing comes off. Designed to be captured and fully adjustable. 10 rigs while having only 1 rig. It's the best.
That's awesome, man.
All produced and designed in-house, manufactured in-house by me.
Okay, you do awesome work. It's I always try to show stuff, and I can't do body justice because I can't paint for one. So my bodies always look like trash.
No, we are offering custom paint now.
Yeah, I seen that. That's cool.
She's my painter, so she does all our custom paint work, like the power cab she's driving. She did up.
Well, this is cool right here.
Yeah, that's made out of an old trampoline. So you can see where the seam is right below the truck. Now. So it slides together still, so you can slide it apart, store it, put it back together.
Oh, yeah, tank's really big in the Jeeps.
Yeah. So now we're going to hear a little bit from Chad at Hard Part Crawlers. Like I said, both of these guys were amazing. They always are. And Chad actually hooked Liam up with this kind of limited run chassis with this white resin. And once Liam heard it was like a limited deal, he was all in, just like super excited that he had something that was kind of custom and limited, you know, sort of a one-off type thing. So he's very excited to build this chassis. But let's check out some of the stuff Chad's got coming.
All right. How you doing? I'd like to talk about our new axle housings we have coming out. What we have here is a +10 per side, 70-75 aluminum housing, grade 5 titanium universals on the inside. Will achieve 60 to 62 degrees of steering angle without binding.
That's nuts.
The nice thing about these, which is really going to help us all out, is the axle housing itself is splined. So it's the same housing, front or back. You can add a C-hub, and you can clock it so you can adjust your caster angles, or quite simply make it a rear axle by putting a lockout on the back.
That's cool, because I didn't even see the splines earlier. I thought it was just kind of relying on that screw, but yeah,
yep.
You can see the splines on it. So.
It's splined and it clamps. So once they go in, they're there. They're not going anywhere.
Yep.
So these are still a few months out. We got to finalize some design changes, and obviously R&D and test the crap out of them. Make sure they're going to hold up. Another new thing we have coming out is another version of the Dementor, the DUV, the Demented Utility Vehicle.
I like it.
It's another restylized version of the awesome chassis y'all know and love. Got our hex pattern on the roof. A little more room for activities to mount your electronics and stuff in there.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. I like, because, you know, it just gives you a little more room, because it's, I mean,
it's tight.
You can get it in there, but it's,
it's you got to want it, you know. And
but that looks cool too, just gives a different look.
Another thing we just released is the permanent version of our sporty / super class, whatever you want to call it, style wheels. So now they're going to have 70-75 billet aluminum barrels. No price increase. We're going to keep the price the same as it was.
Oh wow!
Just want to make sure everyone has a good, high-quality wheel that you know, goes along with the hard part name. And our new wheel face, the Bully, now available in carbon fiber too. And I think that's most of our, almost. And then this is something also we're working on, is our hard part rig carriers. This is full MOLLE compatible, and you can always strap it onto your belt loop. It's all carbon fiber. Got little hooks there to securely keep everything in place. And my fingers are in the way. We have two different strap options. This one's for your MOLLE webbing, and then we have another one to hang it from your belt loop. These will be hitting the site here soon, and probably about 3 or 4 weeks once we get done with all the paracord and the sewing and all that stuff. I say we, not me. We're working with Tony Lanyards on this one. He's been awesome.
I was gonna say, you doing all that by hand?
No, I wish I had the time for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. And other than that, that's really all the new stuff we have out this
Look at this.
That is our UTV, the Dementor XL.
That looks good.
It's coming so soon. I've been taking my time on that one, but I want to make sure it's just right.
Yeah.
You know? So what we're going to do with these is actually have the skids machine from POM. Delrin, as a lot of guys know it. Printed skids hold up okay, but they're not as robust as I would like them to be, especially at this scale. So that's the only thing really holding us up on production of these, is getting the skids in.
That thing's sweet looking, yeah. Nice, man. Well, I appreciate you showing us everything.
Oh, thanks for coming by and seeing us.
And I'm going to be fighting you for one of these after a while. No. Just kidding.
We probably will get something.
We'll get one. So as you see there, lots of really cool stuff already available, and definitely some cool stuff coming. You know, those axles with the clockable hubs, that's going to change things completely. And the fact that you can take a rear axle, throw a couple steering knuckles on it, and have a front axle, you know, you can go four-wheel steer very easily with that setup. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. And this right here, Vendors Row, is really why I decided to go ahead and make it out to Beach Creek this year. I wasn't going to go, but I love getting out and, you know, checking out all the cool stuff, talking to people, and just hanging out in the RC community, really. You know, the scale trailing side of things is not really what I do. I don't really have a like leaf sprung truck or a hard body truck that I could take out. I guess I could have took the Willie's Jeep, but you know, I have a lot of respect for those guys that put all that time and everything into making those trucks look so cool. But it's just not what we do around here a lot. Most everybody here just is into hardcore rock, you know, like just go out and find the hardest rock lines. And as far as the creek goes, like, it's an awesome creek, but I have creeks everywhere around here that I can just drive my truck up into and park my pickup in the creek and run. So really, we came out to check out the Vendors Row and then hit 1 or 2 trails. And, you know, this is, I guess, Trail 6. We worked our way down. We were wanting to run this Trail 6, and we walked along the fence. It said follow the fence line. We followed it for like a half mile, it felt like. And finally, I didn't see a sign. I told Liam, I was like, we're just going in somewhere here. I don't care. Like, let's just get in the woods. And so we found this obstacle right off the bat, and I assumed we were on the right path. But it was really kind of just like a trail going down into the creek. This one obstacle and a couple other little things. So Wasn't really much on the way down to the creek, but then the creek is an absolute blast for sure. So the walking involved here is not great for Liam. You know, he has some health issues that I don't really bring up or talk about that, you know, affect his balance and mobility, and just, you know, walking unlevel ground and especially the creek is just hard on him. And so, you know, we kind of just made our way down this little trail to the creek, did a little short run of the creek, and then made our way back up. And spent most of our time just kind of hanging around, talking to people in Vendors Row and that sort of thing. There are trails everywhere here. Like, this is an entirely different side of this place than we hit last year. You know, last year we were over more towards like the entrance area and ran that section of creek up the hill and back up to where like you park and the vendors and stuff. This is in the very back section. Like, I'd never even been back here, you know, so that's just, there's so much to do. And, you know, I would like to get out there and cover tons of it. But, you know, Liam wanted to do this with me, and I'm so thankful that he loves going along with me on this. And so I just kind of do what he feels like doing and is able to do. And we had a blast. You know, that's all that matters to me. When it comes down to it, a day like this really is just for me and him to hang out and meet some people and have some fun, you know. And we met some people on the trails that recognized the channel and was able to hand out some stickers and banners and stuff, and that was so awesome. If I didn't meet up with you, I apologize. I had some people I was planning to meet up with, and service on the phone was just bad out there, and so I didn't get notifications or messages or whatever, and so it just didn't really work out. But you can see we worked our way down the creek here. I think we were probably supposed to go up it, but that kind of worked out better for Liam. You know, it was easier on him to come down this stuff, and if we seen something cool, we'd just spin the trucks around and go up it and try it out. And found a lot of really cool hill climbs off to the side of the creek, and had an absolute blast with these SCX6s. I'm so glad I picked up another one. You know, this one has been sitting for the last year because nobody around home has one. And it's not really fun to go run this while everybody else is running a 10th scale, you know. Mostly everybody has Capras and stuff around us, and it's just not really that fun to go run this while everybody else is running that. So picking up this other one is definitely going to let Liam and I get out together, trail around home, you know, and some creeks that I can pull up and park my pickup in, and we can jump out and go run instead of having to walk so far too. And then it's also, I'm just going to let my father-in-law run one of them, you know, and he crawls with me a lot. So we'll go out, take him out and stuff. So I'm hoping that picking up another one will give them more use, you know. So that was a big reason behind that. But Liam found this little hill climb here, and I was really excited to watch him tackle this one for sure.
Got to hit a little farther to the right. Concert. Nope. Whoa. I don't know if you'll get started in high very well.
Seeing Liam find, you know, a couple hill climbs like this and fail at them a couple times, but then say, "Oh, I got this. I can do it. I know I can." That's really cool. You know, that's kind of like life. You know, we fail at all sorts of things, but if we stick with it, we can get it done. And you'll see he finally gets it done. This is just stock electronics on these with 3S. I mean, I had some 4S we could have ran in them, but we just kind of like seeing what they can do the way they are, and was really excited for him to get that one. That's what I'm talking about.
Now how do I get down?
Go up there and turn around, come back down it. Careful now, it'll roll easy on that hill. And then we'll be going up there to get it. Put it in low to go down. That way it'll hold a little. Stay to the left, that way you. There you go. I'll punch it, there you go. Nice, William. That was awesome. That's a tough little hill. I'm gonna try it.
Didn't we try that last year?
No, we never made it to this end of the creek last time. You did it in high though, didn't you?
Yeah.
You go over here and get lined up. So I'd put a hitch on the back of this thing because I debated on pulling a trailer around while we were here just to tote some stuff along with us. But it was really killing my performance here. It was catching on the rock at the bottom of the hill there. And so it took me a little bit to get up it, but it was a lot of fun when I did finally make it up that. And, you know, these things are fun on just the 3S. I'll probably start running 4S maybe from now on and pick up a few more good 4S batteries. Most of mine are trashed from my X-Max. But it would be really cool to even bump it up to 6 or 8S. But, you know, too much power makes some things too easy, and then you start breaking a lot of stuff, and it's kind of fun to drive these just the way they are, honestly. Both of these have like the Samex knuckles on them now, the Samex diff covers, so they've got a lot of brass weight down low. So there's some heavy dudes, like I need to weigh them, but they are super heavy. But look at this one, another hill climb, just so much fun. I can't wait to take these out to some local spots. You know, I know my father-in-law will drive one if I need somebody to go drive with me. So that'll be cool just to take both of these out trailing quite a bit, you know. We did a small section of the creek, and Liam was kind of wore out from walking this creek line. You know, I was very proud of him for getting through what he did and just sticking it out. You know, at one point he just looked tired and wore out, and I was like, son, what do you want to do? Like, if we need to go home, let's just go home. And he's like, no, I want to do this with you, you know. And so, like, I just felt like he was doing it for me, and that's just amazing, that bond, you know, that you can get through something like these RC trucks. You know, he wanted to stay. Like, I asked him over and over, if you're tired, like, let's go. We can head home. You know, I've done what I want to do. I'm cool with it, Liam. And he's like, no, I want to do this or I want to do that. And so, you know, we did what we did. Here's another really cool hill climb. I was able to kind of hit this one in low. And I mean, these hill climbs were everywhere. I could just sit here and run these all day long. But for me, it was just having a good time, a good day out with my son, you know. A lot of times I don't do a lot of like video when we go to a big event like this, just because I just want to enjoy it, you know, and make a memory with him. And so we didn't really run much else. We ran these just because it was something that we don't do often. And so that was neat. You know, we can run the 24s and stuff at the house basically anytime we want with the indoor course and the outdoor course I'm working on and stuff. So it was cool to get out with something different, run these 6s for a while, and just have a fun day out together. Wide open limb. That way looks kind of neat. So you can see this creek would have been a lot of fun going up. It would have been much more challenging, but it would have also been a lot harder on Liam. And so it actually worked out pretty well coming down it. And, you know, it's still really fun just coming down this stuff. And at times I would turn around and go back up some things that looked really cool. But this creek, I mean, it seems like it's endless. There's so much good creek running down here. So, I mean, if you're in an area that maybe doesn't have this type of terrain or something, you got to check it out. You know, this is just an awesome spot. Nice, clean trails down to it, you know, and a few things to hit on the way down to it. And then the creek itself, just so much fun. So this right here was actually a really steep ledge that was kind of like on the edge of the creek with a pretty good fall down into the creek. And of course, on video, it doesn't look like anything, but you can see the way this thing starts to slide in a minute. It was plenty steep enough. I kind of had to let the rear end just slide around a little bit and work my way up the hill as I was trying to get across the hill. And I was able to make it with this thing, but it got a little sketchy right there for just a second. I got a little worried because it was actually a really good fall from there down into the creek. And so these things are super heavy. So, you know, I got a little worried, but was able to get through there. And there's just something so exciting about a line like that. I mean, just trailing along can be a blast. And I totally get that. And that's why I would like to prepare me more of a like scale type 10th scale maybe for next year if we're able to spend a couple days out here or something. Definitely hit some lines with some people and just enjoy that trailing, you know. A lot of times we get caught up into just finding the hardest lines on some rock, but I love creek running and hill climbs and just lines like that right there. So I got to give it up to this guy here for having this set up out there. You know, this is definitely the most fun we had all day. It just really was. It was a little pricey, you know, but it was well worth it. To me, well worth it. Seeing Liam have fun with it and just wanting to do it over and over. You know, at some point I was just like, Liam, look, let's chill on it and I'll just buy us a couple slashes. You know, these are just 2-wheel drive slashes with a body made for them. So this is definitely going to be coming to the 2FM playground out back. Once I kind of get my crawling course lined out a little bit, maybe we'll put in an arena like this. So that's something that's probably going to happen. I may be looking at slashes today. I don't know. But anyways, I had an absolute blast with this. We, you know, met a couple boys here that wanted to run, and so we all got in on it. And then a little later, Liam wanted to run just me and him. That way, every time I got rolled, I knew it was his fault. So we had a blast. We did this probably like 4 or 5 times. I don't know. I lost count. I probably could have bought a slash for what I paid to run these, but, you know, it's all in the fun. And absolute blast. You can see Joe back there from EXO. he was enjoying it, I think. So he may be building one also. I don't know. But if you haven't ran any of these little derbies, lots of fun. It's a freaking blast. So towards the end of the day, we made our way over to the dust course, and you know, this was the attempt at a 24 course, and it was just a big pile of dirt with like some lines cut in it with a shovel. And you know, I get that it's more of like a trailing course, but the problem with the dirt is, like, if you're running any kind of competition on it, the guy that goes first has a major advantage, because the more people run on it, the more it gets spun up, and it just gets worse and worse. And, you know, by the time we got over here in the evening, I'd say it was, you know, probably way worse than it started off. You couldn't even start at the bottom and really get up very well. You had to kind of set them up on a ledge here, and then you could run some of it. But a lot of the lines were just impossible for these little rigs, and it was just so loose, and it really needed some rock. You know, I get, like, you want to have some scale trailing, like up along the top here, like we're driving on right now, it would be fine. But maybe towards the bottom, like, you need some rock to help you get up that hill. And the lines are kind of the same for everybody that hits it, you know. And I'm fine with them changing a little bit, maybe a rock moving here or there, but when it's just completely tore up from people hitting it, it's difficult. But I really wasn't worried about the 24. You know, we didn't even go over to the comp. Like, I wasn't interested in it. And to be honest, I run the 24 so much that I kind of like to do something else when I go to a big event like this. So it is what it is. Maybe everybody loved it. I don't know. It just wasn't really for me. But everything else, we had an absolute blast. There's so much to do. I don't think I'm going back next year if I can't go at least 2 days, because we're always just so rushed in one day. We want to do this, we want to do this, we want to talk to people, we want to hit the vendors, we want to whatever, and you're just bouncing back and forth, running around trying to do everything in one day. It's just too much. So you really need more than 1 day. And so hopefully I can plan for that next year. Maybe it'll be on my weekend off. I don't know. But it is a lot of fun. Lots of really cool trails. I did build kind of a more scale-ish 110 scale truck for this year. I mean, I didn't really build it for this, but I had it ready to use here. And I didn't even get it out, you know. We just didn't have enough time. So main thing is, I'm saying, like, give yourself plenty of time. And, you know, I've seen some people complain about the price. It was $40 per person for 3 days even. You know, we went 1 day and I paid that price, and I was fine with it. I thought there was plenty to be offered at that price for 1 day. So I can't imagine getting 3 days at that price. So I don't see why people would complain about that. Lots to do. If you're into RC, crawling, I mean, RC at all, you got to check it out. So I appreciate you guys watching. You can see me putting a hurting on the K5. She's good. Make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell. Tons of stuff coming. Peace.